This is He Knows Everything, bringing you that heat and that far. We keeping a foot on the wood, the eeks. We keeping a foot on the wood, the eeks, and like the Tibetan Mastiff that I am, man. Like the Siberian tiger that I am, I'm applying what on immediate pressure. Because pressure does what? It bursts his pipes. Let's talk about it. All right, let's delve right into it. The Sonya Curry and the Dell Curry situation is what it is, man. People have to understand that Sonya Curry was given a lot of compliments by a lot of beta males. A lot of people were propping her up saying, man, she looks so good for her age. Let me explain something to you guys. And it's a very simple math. You cannot overindulge in complimenting women. What it does is it blows their fucking heads up. And it creates this state of euphoria that they already have prescribed in their minds. And what happens is you elevate it exponentially. They're already attention seeking by nature. They love attention. They love to coronate themselves and bask themselves in the beauty of attention. And then you turn around and it's like basically putting oil on the gas when you come around and you compliment. This is not surprising what has happened with Sonya Curry. First and foremost, Chris Rock said it best. You know, if a person is together 10 or 20 years, they're divorcing 10 or 5 years. That means there were already problems there in their marriage. That means there was already issues going on behind the scenes that no one was aware of. Now, depending on where you're from, your upbringing, depending on, you know, how you grew up, how you were raised, depending on basically the circumstances of your environment and your mental capacity, you can choose at that moment whether you're going to accept the fate of what we say trying to stick it out, or whether you're going to realize when you need to cut your losses and move on. Everything in life is not going to yield a success. Marriage is part of that too. Hence, this is why the divorce rate is so high, especially in today's era. What people have to understand is you got to know in life when to cut your losses. Dell Curry didn't learn or didn't know when to cut his losses. He wanted to stick around, and we get it. But here's the thing. The more you stick around in a situation that's not working, and she knows that the situation is not working, the more she's going to prepare her exit plan. Women have an instinct mindset of knowing when the shit is not working. And if you're not careful and you're not having a watchful eye, they'll know it way before you. But if you are careful and you have a watchful eye, you'll know how to basically scoop yourself up out of the damn situation. When we look at Sonya Curry and we look at Dell Curry, we see a prevalence of Dell Curry, who's getting older. Sonya Curry's getting older too. But here's the thing, she's going into that, you know, Nicole Murphy realm, that Lisa Ray realm of she's aging, but she's aging like fine wine. And you guys have to understand, this right here does a lot for the mindsets of women, because usually as men get older, they're the ones that are in the benefactor role physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, holistically, all of the compartments all together. And usually as women age, they get less desirable. But in this instance, Dell Curry, I don't know what's going on with him, but clearly it's looking like Sonya Curry has the leverage in terms of what's going on between the both of them, because her market pool, her ability to enlarge herself has amassed, not because she's ahead of Dell Curry in that sense, because in all honesty, there's a reason why men run the world. There's a reason why men are leaders. There's a reason why men basically rule. Now the question is, are you the type of man that understand that you are the ruler? Are you the man that understand that you are the head and not the tail? Are you the man that understands that you are leading the situation? And if you're not that person to understand that, then what happens is you get what's called a precarious situation of being left behind. And this is what's happening to Dell Curry. He's being left behind because he didn't know when to cut his losses. He knew deep down that his situation wasn't good anymore, but he stuck around longer than he needed to. And because of that, it created a precedence to where Sonya Curry could do exactly what she's doing right now, which is basically masquerade herself into having and basking in the compliments that these beta males have been giving her for years. I've been paying attention. I haven't said anything, but I've been paying attention from afar. And what I've been noticing is a lot of beta males have been extra complimenting her, have been glamorizing over her, have been basically saying, oh, she's a MILF. Mom, I would like to fuck, or mother, I'd like to fuck. She's sexy. She looks good for her age. She's beautiful. She's gorgeous. You guys have to understand, the more and more you say this to women, the more and more that you inflate their brains. And the more that their brains are inflated, the more they're going to run off of stuff like this. Women love shit like this, especially when they know that they can use this to their benefactor to manipulate the situation in their favor. And that's exactly what Sonya Curry has done. She's listened to all of you guys' pleas. She's listened to all of you guys' basically what we would say beta male theology, beta male congregation of beta male confessions, and saying that she's hot, she's fine. The worst thing you can do, man, and I'm gonna explain this to you guys in the ultimate alpha level. The worst thing you can do is compliment a woman and then over compliment her on top of that. What ends up happening when you do stuff like this, you put them in a position to where you're making it seem like they're above you, when in actuality the role should be opposite. A lot of men do shit like this, and they're thinking, well, if I compliment her more than the next guy, I'm going to stand out. No, what it makes you look weak. Because men that are confident in themselves, men that understand their value, men that understand what they bring to the table, they don't gotta waste their time complimenting women. They know that just being who they are, they know that just exuding the confidence in which they have is more than enough for them to be in a position to where they are good to go. But see, a lot of people don't understand this. A lot of people don't get it. A lot of people are in what we call precarious situation of not understanding that these things are detrimental to the mindset. They are detrimental to you as an individual. They are detrimental to basically what we would say the full understanding, the full variation on gender role, on how things on this natural plane should be. When you sit there and you prop up the woman too much, you're basically making yourself lesser than. And this is what has happened. Dell Curry hasn't checked her for it. Should have been checked her. Like, what's up? What's going on? Like, are you sitting here and propping yourself up in all of this attention and you're not, you know, what's going on? And pay attention to the fucking signs. And if she doesn't take heed of the checking, then you got to be out the fucking door. I mean, it's really that simple. Because if you're not out the fucking door, she's going to be out the fucking door. You best believe it. And Sonya Curry I don't know what's going on in their marriage. I don't know what's going on in their business. But clearly, here we are today in this situation. So clearly things were not working the way that it should have worked. So because of that, she already had options that were checking her out. Now, I'm sure she's not always traveling with Dell Curry. I'm sure she's not always around him. And I'm sure wherever she goes, whether it's a game, an interview, wherever she's at, somebody's barking. They're coming after her. So, in that time, and you guys have to understand how calculated women are. She's probably racking up the numbers, racking up the connections, so that when she makes her exit plan, she's going to be good on the other side. This is how women are. They always want to make sure they land on their feet on the other side. So we can't sit here and be surprised that this situation happened the way it did with Sonya Curry and Dell Curry. What we have to ask ourselves and tell ourselves is why Dell Curry let this go on longer than he needed to. And I'm going to explain why. Because Dell Curry was imprisoned by the mindset of institutional marriage that tells him that he needs to stay in a situation that is detrimental to him, even if he knows in the heart of hearts that this situation is not working out in his benefactor or his favor. This is what ended up happening. Now, am I sitting here and saying that marriage is a bad thing and there's no hope for marriage? No, I would never say that. I do believe there's hope for marriage. I do believe that there are marriages that are successful and they last when, you know, the gender roles know their role, they know their place, they operate in it, they live in it, and people genuinely care for one another, and people genuinely are into one another. Now, this is a rare and unique thing, especially in this modern day and age. I mean, it almost doesn't exist, but I'm sure it exists somewhere. We're not going to sit here and act like it does not exist. There have been people that have showed succession in marriage. So we know it exists. We're not talking about people that are just together because they just want to say we were together for 20 or 30 years, but they're miserable as fuck. That's not marriage. We're talking about people that after 20, 30 years, they still want to be around each other. They still fucking like rabbits. They still love each other's company. They still basically enjoy one another's presence. That is what real marriage is. Now, like I said, it's rare and unique nowadays. It doesn't fucking exist. Now, Dell Curry's a basketball player. And as a basketball player, you zoom in from one city to the next, banging the next chick to the next chick. Who knows if this is Sonya Curry's way of saying, let me get my get back. And let me get my Stella got her groove back. We don't fucking know. But what I do know is people have to be smart and know that when a situation is not working in their fucking favor, they got to know when to cut their fucking losses. They got to know when to basically say enough is a fucking enough. And they got to know when it's time to move on. And this is not what happened with Sonya and Dell Curry's situation. So hence, they become part of a statistic. Another statistic of people that just didn't know when to say, you know what, this shit is not working, let's cut our fucking losses and let's move on. It's actually the mature thing to do. A lot of people are not willing to do it, but it's actually the most gratifying thing to do. To know when shit is not working and to pack your fucking bags and to leave. Dell Curry wasn't willing to do that because in some false sense of we're going to stay together, in some false sense of this is how it was with my parents, this is how it was with my parents before my parents, this is how it was with my family. I want the generational line to say that this is how it's going to continue to be. And that's cool and dandy. But it has to be organic. It has to be something that benefits you. See, there's this saying out there that says, happy wife, happy life. It's the most biggest bullshit I've ever fucking heard. What about a happy fucking husband? Because if you're saying happy wife, happy fucking life, then you're basically excoriating yourself. You're eliminating yourself out of the equation. You're basically saying that your happiness doesn't mean shit, and that the only happiness is her happiness. And people got to understand that it takes two to tango. But two people got to be benefiting if they're going to get into this thing called marriage. And if that's not happening, then you got to know when to pull the fucking plug. You got to know when to say enough is enough. It's the most adult thing to do. It's the most responsible thing to do. And it's the most alpha thing to do. Unfortunately, Dell Curry wasn't alpha enough to do it. Sonya Curry, on the other hand, was Alphette enough to fucking do it. And this is why we found ourselves in this precarious situation to where she is having the time of her fucking life. Just like Larsa Pippen was having the time of her fucking life outside of Scottie Pippen, because these guys thought that for some false sense of mindset that these women would stick around. Athletes are in a catch fucking 22. They damned if they do and they damned if they don't. The reason why He Knows Everything tells you guys this stuff is because when they're commanding a big fucking check and they're commanding basically what they're bringing to the table, a lot of these women are around because of the fact that they can get what they can get out of them. A lot of women, they don't really love these men. They love the idea of being with these men. Let me say it again, because what I said was so deep and profound. So hear me fucking well. A lot of these women do not love these men. They love the idea of being with these men because of what these men can bring to the table, what they can provide. This is why I, on the boxing side, basically adhered caution to Deontay Wilder and the situation with Taylor Swift. Because I understand that when he's no longer able to command, her ass is going to fucking leave him. I'm telling you this shit right now. This is how spiteful, this is how spineless, this is how cold-hearted, unadulterated, and cutthroat these women can fucking be. And a lot of these men, they don't pay attention to these situations until it's too fucking late. That's what happened with Dell Curry. He thought that for some reason things would just get better. Things would, materialize. Things would turn around in his benefactor. And look what ended up happening. He's suffering for it. He's suffocating for it. Because he didn't know when to pull the plug. He didn't know when to get out when he was supposed to. Now, it's Dell Curry's fault. Because Dell Curry knew that shit wasn't fucking working. He knew. Nobody needs to fucking tell him. He fucking knew that I'm just basically carrying around dead fucking weight, and I didn't understand how to unload this anvil that I had. That's what you're supposed to do. See, people don't understand. Being an adult, the biggest thing of being an adult is learning when to cut ties from situations that don't fucking work. It's the most adult fucking thing to do. And you can't call yourself an adult, especially a responsible and mature adult, if you cannot do that. Now, I get it. To a lot of people, it's hard. It's just like saying the word no. It's very fucking hard for people to put themselves in a position to where they can say no to something. Or they can say, this shit is not working. I need to get the fuck up and get the hell out of it. It's very fucking hard. Because you know why? People don't like to fail. But let me tell you something in life. There is a such thing in life called failure that has to happen. And you're going to fail so many times. But you need to just have one success, man. That's really what it boils down to. Let me say it again. You are going to fail so many times. But you just need to have one success. Instead of being beta males, or being beta male hot bother like grits about it like a ticket TV, and just basically talking smack about Sonya Curry, why don't you guys sit there and look at Dell Curry and like, look here, motherfucker. You was dumb as fuck. You weren't paying attention to your situation, and you didn't know when to get the fuck out when you were supposed to get the fuck out and cut your fucking losses. That's the cold-hearted. That's the unadulterated. That's the cutthroat truth-teller fashion. As men, we gotta hold each other accountable, man. And we gotta know when a situation is not working, we should be able to tell each other this shit. Sonya Curry's not the fault here. Sonya Curry was always going to do what Sonya Curry was going to do. It's called self-preservation. Women are the masters of self-preservation. Self-preservation is the law of the land. You will see really what they are about and how they will turn on your ass when it's time for them to create their exit plan, and when their exit plan is in initiation and ingratiation and it's in activation mode and in verification, they're there to get the fuck out of there. They will do it. They will change up everything on your ass. Bank accounts. They will change up every fucking thing on your ass. You have to be the man that's smart enough to understand what your climate is. And you got to know, genuinely, as a human being, am I fucking happy? Am I gratified? Am I satisfied? And if you're asking yourself these hardline questions and you're coming with a bunch of no's, then that's your fucking a scapegoat. That's your route to get the fuck out of there before it's too fucking late. See, as men, we have the instinctive mindset to let our fucking nuts hang. We love to say it because it sounds so good. It sounds so cute. It sounds so refreshing to say that we let our fucking nuts hang. But here's the thing. If you're not letting your nuts hang in moments like this, when adversity arises and you have to show that you've manned the fuck up, then it's just basically expression. It's just basically you pumping your chest, but there's no chest to fucking pump. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying here. You're basically letting your nuts hang, but there is no basically sperm in the nut sack to verify why your nuts are fucking hanging. This is what has happened to Dell Curry. So Dell Curry only needs to look at himself in the mirror and realize that at this moment, at this juncture, the reason why his situation is gone the way it's gone is because he didn't know when to get the fuck out. Sonya Curry did. You notice I'm not blaming her, because she was smart enough to realize, okay, this shit ain't working. I've put my time in it. I've got what I needed out of it. I'm good to go. Now I'm about to go have a fucking ball. And I'm about to have fun. She was Alphette enough to get it. He was Unalpha enough to see it. That's really what it boils down to. And that's why their situation is in the precarious situation that it's in. In life, we have to be honest with ourselves. And if a situation is not working, if we're not happy, we need to know how to get the fuck up out of it. That's really what it boils down to. That's really what it's about. So am I surprised that Sonya Curry is propping herself up and basically doing her fucking thing and just basically having a ball and having fun? No, I'm not fucking surprised. Am I gonna sit here and say bad things about her? No, that's beta male shit to do. If anything, I'm gonna salute her. And you know why I'm gonna salute her? Because she had enough ass in the back there to get the fuck out of the situation. She had enough pussy in her to say, you know what? This shit ain't fucking working. I'm getting the fuck up out of here. Dell Curry had the lack of balls, had the lack of nutsacks, had the lack of sperm to say, you know what? This shit is not fucking working. I'm going to get the fuck out. So let me tell you guys something about women. As a man, if you do not cut ties when the situation is going bad, the woman will fucking do it for you. As a matter of fact, women are waiting for men to do it. And the more manlier you are, and the more understanding in your manhood that you have in knowing that you have to fucking do it, they respect you for it. And in the lack of the fullness thereof, that you not doing it, they will fucking do it for you. But they're not the ones that are looking to do it. They never are. They're usually the stragglers. But when you let it get to a point where the woman ends up doing it, that means that you have failed yourself. And you have found yourself in a precarious situation to where when she does it, she's lost all fucking respect for you. Because she's been wanting you to do it all along. Because women are smart. They know when the situation is not working in their favor. And they know that they got to get the fuck up out of it because it's cancerous to them. They're not going to make the first move. But you best believe they will make the last move if the first move is not made. This is chess. This is not fucking checkers. And in this game of chess, Dell Curry is fucking lost. So hence, Sonya Curry has broken his heart. And now she's having a fucking ball. She's not looking back behind her. Because to her, she made the call. And when a woman makes a call, that means she has moved the fuck on. That means she is done. So I'm not mad at her. What I'm trying to figure out is why Dell Curry put himself in a position to where Dell Curry didn't realize that he needed to pull the fucking trigger. That's what I'm sitting here and wondering about. Why didn't Dell Curry say enough is a fucking enough and this shit ain't fucking working? I need to get my ass up out of here. Whose fault is that? Is that her fault? Or is that his fault for not paying attention to the climate? We get it. You guys have kids. You guys have a family. But these motherfuckers are grown. They're their own adults. They're not toddlers. And what people need to understand is even if they were young, kids do not save marriages. Marriages save marriages. Let me say it again. Kids do not save marriages. Marriages save marriages. And if your marriage is not saving your marriage, then no fucking kid is going to save it. Nobody else is going to save it. And you need to have enough balls as the man to understand that you need to get your ass up out of the damn situation. That's the cold-hearted. That's the unadulterated. That's the cutthroat truth-teller fashion. I keeps the foot on the whoop. Geeks. I keeps the foot on the whoop. Geeks. This is He Knows Everything. Check it out.